Good Sunday morning. You're listening to Access Houston. I'm your host, KG Smooth. Oh, man, it's Black Girl Magic morning up in here. Representing Delta Sigma Theta, we have the lovely Jona Sargent. Good morning.
Good morning.
Also to Miss Tonja Jackson. Good morning.
Good morning.
And Karla Fleming-Jones. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you ladies doing? Welcome. I see you here all
awesome.
bright-eyed and in your red and everything. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
You all are here because you're honoring, this is really historic, last year when we elected those 19 Black judges here in Harris County, and you all are doing something wonderful to honor these ladies, yes?
That's correct. Yes.
Yeah. So first, tell us about the sorority and everything that you all have going on here locally in Houston, because some kids, they may not even be familiar with Greek life and what a sorority or a fraternity is. So tell us about the Delta Sigma Theta.
The Houston Alumnae chapter.
Yes, the Houston Alumnae chapter.
Well, thank you for having us on your show today. The Houston Alumnae chapter was chartered in 1927 in the greater Houston community. And so we've been servicing the greater Houston community for over 90 years through an array of public service initiatives through our 5 programmatic thrust programs, which are educational development, economic development, international awareness and involvement, physical and mental health, political awareness and involvement. Okay. Our chapter has approximately 535 members. And as you mentioned, just recently, last Sunday, we held our fundraiser, our 18th annual jazz soiree event. And one of our chairs is here, one of my sorority sisters, Soror Tonja Jackson, and she's going to share a little bit more about that event and what has happened as a result of that awesome event.
Yes, indeed. So, Tonja, tell us about the event. It's a scholarship fundraiser.
That is correct. And thank you, Soror Jona. Yes, I was honored to be one of the chairs for our 18th annual Jazz Soiree scholarship fundraiser, along with Angela Sterling and Brashawn Sutton. This was our chapter's fundraiser that's used to raise money for scholarships and programs. There were multiple revenue streams that supported the effort, including sponsors like Burns and McDonald's, Turco, Wiseman, Bayway Lincoln, and ProWare. We were pleased to have them supporting our event. As well, we had a silent auction, vendors, a raffle, and celebrity waiters. Now, I just want to take a minute to tell you what a celebrity waiter is.
Yeah, please.
The celebrity waiter concept, it acknowledges individuals in the community who are willing to utilize their influence and their resources to raise money for our event's profile and provide revenue for a worthy cause. Our celebrity waiters were 30 such individuals who unselfishly agreed to serve and raise funds for the cause of providing 28 supported scholarships to underserved higher education students in our community. So, along with the celebrity waiters, that's one who serves youth through giving, in addition to the scholarships that are provided by our chapter, these donors made a special effort to serve up additional scholarships for deserving students in the Houston area. In 2020, the Houston Alumnae chapter will be awarding $120,000 worth of scholarships.
Wow.
Yes, we are very pleased about this. This could not have been done or accomplished without the support and generosity of the celebrators and other members of the Houston Alumnae chapter who consistently provides scholarships to students through endowments and family bequests. Graduating seniors, I got to put this plug out there.
Yeah.
Graduating seniors and college students, they should continue to visit www.dsthoustonalumnae.org for scholarship guidelines and applications.
Give it one more time.
www.dsthoustonalumnae.org.
Okay.
And that's where they can find more information about these scholarships that will be awarded.
Yeah, because
Now,
that's a lot of money. So y'all better jump
Very
on
much
it.
so.
Yes, jump on it.
While you're on your Christmas break, you ain't got nothing to do.
That's right.
Parents had these high school kids, and if you in college, go ahead and
Definitely.
get this money from
Yes.
the Deltas. You're listening to Access Houston. We're talking to the lovely ladies of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, the Houston Alumni Chapter, the Black Women's Judicial Trailblazers at the 18th Annual Jazz Soiree will be happening on...
It just happened
It
this
just
past
happened. It
Sunday,
passed.
December
Wait, we
1st.
missed it.
Yes. Well, you didn't quite miss it because your very own Funky Larry Jones was there as
Uncle
the
Funky
master
was-
of ceremonies.
Uncle Funky was
Yes,
there,
he
yeah.
was. He was our MC. But I want to make sure I address the question that you asked about these pioneers. We did honor 2 pioneers on December 1st at our 18th annual Jazz Soiree. And it was the honorary judge Alice Bonner
Yeah.
and the honorary judge Belinda Hill. They paved the way for those 17 black judges who were elected during that unprecedented election that took place in 2018 that are calling themselves the Black Girl Magic.
Yeah.
So we've got to give homage to those that paved the
Absolutely.
way
Yes.
One
for
time for
those
that.
17 who made up the total 19 that
Yeah.
are now sitting on the bench.
So you know that them good folks up in Austin are not happy about that. And now I saw that they now want to change the way that these judges are put into office. They want to take it away from the voter, and now they want to appoint the judges to go into these particular offices. And I just find it, quite strange and ironic that all these years it's been working for you all just perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with the system.
Right.
It's been working. You go, people, they're a candidate for a particular position.
Right.
We vote, they get in.
One with the most
That's
votes
it.
wins.
Well,
Now, I found it funny that when 19 black women
Right.
get voted into office to be judges,
We want
that
to change
now
the
they want to
process.
change the rules, and now they want to appoint, kind of like how they do, on the federal level, appointing judges instead of elect them. So I just find that very, ironic and interesting to say the least. Thoughts?
Well, I'm happy that you bring that up because also with us is Karla Fleming, who is the chair of our social action, one of the chairs of our social action committee. So I want her to talk about what we're doing at the Houston Alumni chapter to raise awareness regarding the social action and things of that nature. So I'll let her
sure.
come forth and talk about that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Soror Jona. I am Karla Fleming-Jones, and I serve as one of the tri-chairs for Social Action Committee with the Houston Alumni Chapter. I also serve with Lanice Fuller and Cheryl Shepard. And to speak to your point, KG, about the desire in Austin to change the rules, I think you are absolutely on point. We need to be aware of those things that are taking place, not just in Houston, the municipal ideas and events that are happening, but statewide and nationwide. And so in the Social Action Committee, one of the things that we do is make our committee members and chapter aware of opportunities or issues that we need to step out and have our say in support of or in against whatever it is that's coming forth. And so this is definitely an issue that we've been addressing because, as you said, prior to this moment,
Right.
we were fine with electing judges.
Right.
And even even more so in their desire to change the rules, they're attempting to change it only in certain places. And so it's not everywhere and not every judge who would be up for appointment.
So they're gerrymandering the way that they do. Yeah.
Exactly. And so
unbelievable.
Right. And so with social action, that's one of the things that we are definitely on point with, is making sure that we are aware of what they're doing. As a matter of fact, last spring, when Senate Bill 9 was brought before the Elections Committee, and we saw that as a bill designed to suppress the vote. And so the deltas across the state, it just so happened to coincide with the day that we would be in Austin in honor of our Red and White Day at the state capitol. And so deltas converged on that election committee meeting. We made our voices heard. Our job was not to sit back and allow things to happen that we felt would be detrimental to the community. And so our voices were heard, and, maybe owing partly to our voices, but everyone who was there who spoke out against Senate Bill 9, that bill did not make it out of committee.
Wow. Well, we got to stay up on this. And I'm glad that you all even have a social action, I don't know, department.
Committee. It's our committee.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
to combat and confront issues like this, because it's very important. We're living in dangerous times.
I agree. And another thing that I'd like to point out about the Social Action Committee, we receive our orders from our National Social Action Commission, and there are a variety of things that they ask us to be cognizant of and make sure that we are preparing programming and events in order to address. And so I know many people have probably seen us around town championing voting rights.
Yes.
One of our main things is to make sure that every eligible voter in the area is registered and ready to cast his or her ballot. And so at community events, at schools, you will see the members of the Houston Alumnae Chapter and other chapters in the Houston area registering voters. And so we find there are so many people in our chapter who are deputy registrars, and we continue to encourage people to become deputy registrars because you never know when you're going to confront someone who isn't registered, and you want to be ready. We have to have those conversations that people, are reluctant to have. Why it's important to cast your vote in 2020 when so many people around you are saying your vote doesn't count.
Yeah,
and we know that every vote counts.
Well, listen here. I always ask people that say that, well, if your vote doesn't matter and your vote doesn't count, why do they continue to keep making it harder for you to vote?
Exactly.
Answer that for me.
Why is there such a concerted effort to suppress the vote?
Right.
I agree with you totally. And so that's one of the things that we do. Another initiative that we've received is in regard to Census 2020. We are taking the front line on making sure that every person in Houston is counted. Having a complete count is so important to our area when it comes to funding for schools, when it comes to legislative representation. We need to make sure that the dollars needed in Houston for students, for teachers, just, for whatever, for senior programs, those dollars are coming to Houston. And the only way we can ensure that is to make sure that everyone completes their census when it comes out on April the 1st. So we're doing everything that we can to inform the public. We know that, again, there's a lot of misinformation out there. People are afraid of citizenship questions, which are not going to be on that census.
Right.
We need people to understand that this is information only to count the number of people in their households.
Right.
And so that is so important. We don't want people just disregarding it. We need you putting your information out there so that the number is accurate.
Are you all going to have any sort of bulletin or something on your website where people can go to get that information?
I'm glad you asked that. We've prepared a lot of literature that we've received from the census representatives. We've put that in door hanger bags on September 28th. We canvassed the community around ODPEC to make sure that those people there were aware of what was coming. We had information, just Census 101, what you need to know, the 4 ways to respond to your census request when it comes out. People are not, getting that information because, frankly, KG, they're not funding this. And so the government is not going to fund it, then the U.S. Census Department is dependent on organizations, like the Deltas, like, other organizations who are complete count committees to make sure
Karla,
that
speaking that truth to power. Come on.
to make sure that everyone is counted and everyone is aware of the process. And so unlike censuses in the past, this is the first year where you will first be allowed to complete your census information online. And so we want the generation of students and young adults who usually just disregard that information to know that they can just take out their phone,
You could do it on your phone.
census information, and you're done.
And that's amazing. That is amazing. Listen. Oh, I wish I had more time. Because I feel that there's a lot more. Yes.
I'd like to add one more item to what we've said in regards to scholarships. Audience, please go out to our website in January because the scholarship applications will be posted on the website. There will be a broad array of scholarships for all. Students who are first-time students, entering college, students who are currently in college, students who plan to attend vocational schools, community colleges.
Oh, you all are covering the gambit.
We're covering everything. So students, GPAs 2.5 to 2.9 and higher. We want to cover every student, and we want you to go out to our website in January, make applications for the scholarships because that's what we're here for.
Indeed. And that is dsthoustonalumni.org. Write it down. dsthoustonalumni.org. Man, Karla.
Yes.
Jona.
Yes.
And Tonja.
Yes.
Thank you all for coming on the program so much. This was some good time. I wish I had more time. We got to have you all back so we can, talk
Please
the whole
do.
25 minutes.
Please do.
So thank you. Log on to the website for those scholarship applications available in January 1 or ish.
Check the website throughout the whole
Just check
month of
it.
January.
That's dsthoustonalumni.org. The lovely ladies of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, the Houston Alumni Chapter. Thank you all for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
And thank you for listening to Access Houston. Good Sunday morning. You're listening to Access Houston. I'm your host, KG Smooth, welcoming on the program a first-timer to the program. He is the founder of Uplift and Outreach. And I actually met him at an event with Robert Harper II for his Live on Purpose event that he and Keisha Nicole and I Keisha Nicole and I, we were two of the guest speakers, and he was the MC and did an incredible job. I even came up to him afterwards like, yo, bro, like, you're dope at this. And he was like, and this ain't even what I do, I got this organization called Uplift and Outreach. And I was like, where? So let me have you on Access Houston. He was like, I'd love to. And here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Trae Hodge is in the building.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you, man?
I'm great. I'm excited to be here.
I'm glad that you are here. I just, as I told you before, I love your style. I love what you're doing. And so I wanted to have you on the program. So let's talk about it. You are one of the young ones that's a true change agent in the community and trying to do some things. So tell us about Uplift and Outreach, the company, and what it is that you all do and offer.
So Uplift and Outreach is a company I started back in 2015. Honestly, I started with my own story. So I grew up in Houston, Harlem Clark area. I moved out to Pearland, but as I got closer to getting out of high school, I never really knew what I wanted to do. And all my friends around me, they were like, I'm going to this college, I'm going here, going there. And after a while, I just felt lost. Didn't really have an idea of where I wanted to go, what I wanted to do. So I just started to seek it. I started to ask God, hey, what am I supposed to do while I'm on this earth? And he just started to put things in front of me. I went to an event and this guy, he started talking about purpose. And I was like, okay, purpose, what is that? And he said, everything in life has a purpose. You know, a dog barks, that's his purpose. A car drives, that's a car's purpose. A cow moves. So what is your purpose? Why don't you know it? And so I started to seek that. And I found that with the uniqueness and creativity that I have, I should be able to share that with others on how to find their purpose. I don't want anybody else to feel lost, feel like they don't really know what they are doing in life. So that's how Uplift Outreach was birthed. And yeah, just from my own story,
from your
pretty
own
much.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's clear to say, or maybe not. So let me ask, have you found your purpose?
Yeah. For the most part. I mean, I believe that it's an ongoing process. It's not just something you find and then you cut it off. It's ongoing. It constantly transitions. It never changes. It transitions. So you can you can have a purpose in doing something in a certain way, but then it can also transition to something else. But you still have that core of what you're doing. I'm always going to help people find their purpose, whether it's speaking, whether it's teaching, whether it's, I don't
Whatever
know
it may be.
whatever the future may hold. You know?
I like how you said that, because I think a lot of times a lot of people, and I'm not going to even pin it on older or younger, just people, period, don't know what their purpose is, and they're looking for their life's purpose. And I would like to think that, that's fine, you seeking your life's purpose, but what is your purpose right now? Because just to your point, in life, like everything, evolves, it changes, and, you may be on one thing, this may be your purpose God may see for you, during this particular season or point in your life, and then something else may come along where you have to serve, another purpose. So, to your point, I like that, because it is definitely a life's journey. So let's talk about knowing your importance and your uniqueness. A lot of people, they don't even know that they are unique, much less important, or vice versa, important or much less unique. So why is that so important?
I mean, I just think it's important to know who you are, who you truly are. Most of the time, you may ask somebody, "Who are you?" and they give you your name. They give you their name, when it's much deeper than that. It's you are not your name. That name was given to you.
Right.
So it's all about knowing who you truly are. And I truly believe that there's value in each and every person, but that everybody doesn't know who they truly are. So to answer your question, it's important to know your uniqueness and creativity, because each and every person was created to do something different. Each and every person was created to solve a problem. Each and every person was created to do something in the world that can help change, help build, help grow, all different types of things. And it's not until that you find that thing that you become the best version of yourself. Because once you start to learn your creativity and uniqueness, now you only are in competition with yourself, because you see you're not like anybody else.
Yeah.
So all your focus should be from there on is just, how can I continue to put this out? How can I continue to grow this? How can I continue to just blossom this gift that I have to get to everybody in the world? And so it's important. If I can, I like to teach. So it's important, number one, to know your value, to know your strengths. And also it's important so you can be able to share it with others. And third, it's important because you're not in competition with anything else or anybody else. You're in competition with yourself. It's a whole, like a 3-piece connected with it. So
man, I love the way you think, bro. I always tell younger folks and even some of my friends that may be going through something, or they're in some sort of competition. And I had a friend, and he was talking about, such and such is doing this for their project, and they got that and that and that and this, that, and the third, and and like every time I'm talking to him, like he keeps talking about the other guy and like what he's doing on the project, and I'm like, well, what about you? Like, how is yours coming along? Like, what are you doing? Man, this is that, it's coming, but I got this, but this guy over here, he said, and I was like, see, that's your problem right there. I was like, you're too focused on the other guy. Do you think the other guy is thinking about you and talking about you? No, he is taking all of his energy and putting it into his project that y'all gonna get a major grade on. So what I need for you to do is take all this energy that you have within you, because you talking about Buddy, put that into yourself and toward your project and see what it is, because the other guy is not thinking about you.
Yeah. He's in competition with himself.
With himself. That's all he's thinking about. Yeah, so that's dope. You listen to Access Houston, talking to Trae Hodge, the founder of Uplift and Outreach. And you also have this buy-sell theory program. What is that?
So this is a program that I created actually 2 years ago, where it teaches students how to find their uniqueness and creativity. Same thing, uniqueness and creativity, and put it into entrepreneurship, particularly. It's funny how it came about. So I was volunteering, and I went to help. I was just helping out. The people there were hungry, so I just went to a restaurant to go give them some food. And we were in the Sunnyside area. So I went to the restaurant. So it was a nice restaurant. It had everything we liked and our culture, everything that we liked. Music was good, all that. And so whenever I see things like that, businesses that are doing well in our communities, I want to meet the owner. I want to meet the person that's actually doing the good things, and come to find out that he doesn't look like the people that's in the majority of the culture. Oh. And I saw that as a huge problem, not as from a racist standpoint, but that can be, this is just my own personal opinion, that can actually be the reason why our communities look and are the way that they are. Because a lot of people come into our communities, they start businesses, they get resources and finances from the people in the community, and then they go deposit it into their banks in their communities. So a community usually thrives whenever the money is circulating around. That's right. And a lot of different communities in the city of Houston, I think the dollar circulates like at least 6 months. In the urban communities, more times than not, it's like around 23 hours. Yeah. Or even less. Yeah. So that the whole program came about because of that. I wanted to create something visual and physical where students can actually see, okay, I have value within myself, number one. I can define the why. I can find out what's my drive, what makes me want to go out and do more. And then I start to set goals, understand that, hey, there's a change out there in the world that needs to be made. There's something, a craft that you may be good at. And you can start to develop that craft and work on that craft. And then you can put that craft into something like a business or your own nonprofit, whatever the case may be. And slowly but surely, we're starting to make change agents all across, all in Houston, just in general. And that's the long version, but that's pretty much where the buy-sell theory came from.
So for those that are listening and are interested, how can they get a hold of this program? What should they do, or where should they go?
So right now our focus is to get into the school districts. I'm currently working on that. And also I'm volunteering the curriculum at the Boys and Girls Club of Houston right now in certain areas. But the best way to get in contact with me is on Instagram or via email. Instagram is at Uplift and Outreach. And on email, it is upliftandOutreach@gmail.com. You can just let me know your situation, or if you have like a group of students or even your own child, that you want to help them and get some direction. And our plan is to make it to where we're not the only ones that's teaching it. We're able to create a system and have people duplicate it so it lives beyond us. Because that's the only way that we're going to truly grow. We don't try to look for ourselves and do it for ourselves. We try to have it grow to levels beyond us, and that's how it's set up.
Man, you are one amazing young man, bro. I'm trying to tell you, I'm just listening to everything that you got going and how you are down to make that change. That's why I use this platform, like, for real.
Absolutely.
To liberate our people.
Yeah.
Because, we got it so tough. And it's people like you, like, that just reaffirms why I do what I do, and continue. Again, give out the IG again, Uplift and Outreach.
Yes, Uplift and Outreach.
All spelled out?
All spelled out.
The way that it sounds.
I would try to spell
Outreach.
it, but it may be too much time going on. But Uplift and Outreach on Instagram. That's the easiest way to get in contact with me.
Yes, indeed. Because I feel like Instagram is the new business card.
Yeah.
People ask me now when I'm out, like, hey, you got cards? Like, once I run out of business cards, I was just like, I'm not going to order no more. Everybody, all they do is like, oh, I'll follow you on Instagram. They will just communicate that way. So, yeah. Uplift and Outreach on IG. That's where you can get in contact with Trae, learn more about Uplift and Outreach, and, of course, the buy-sell theory program that he has going on, bro. Whenever you want to come on, man, whatever y'all got going on, let me know.
Absolutely.
We'll get you on the program so we can get the word out there because I love what you're doing, man. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
No doubt. And thank you for listening to Access Houston.